Good morning everyone. This is about sine bar. The sine bar is used for angular measurement. The sine bar consists of two rollers. The distance between the two rollers is 100 mm or 200 mm or 300 mm. It is a standard one depending upon the roller. That is the two rollers are provided. Okay. This is a surface plate. One roller is this is a sine bar. Okay, the roller and this arrangement is called the sine bar, and this one roller is placed on the surface plate, and the other end there are gauge blocks or the slip gauges. Slip gauges are ringed with one another, and then we can measure the known angle using the slip gauges. Other end is placed over the slip gauges. Okay, now it works on the simple principle of trigonometric sine law. Sine theta equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. Okay, the hypotenuse is a distance between the two rollers, and the opposite side is a height of gauge blocks. Okay, height of gauge blocks. Okay, this can be measured. Okay, this can be measured. The height of slip gauges h and the distance between the rollers are known. Using this you can find sine theta equal to h by L. So theta equal to sine into h by L. Okay, so this is based on, so the angle can be measured using this sine bar method. Okay, in the sine bar some grooves are provided to reduce the weight of the sine bar. Okay, the rollers are it is made up of hardened high chromium steel to avoid the corrosion and wear, and the rollers are perfectly ground, and the center distance between the rollers are very perfect, and the top face is ground and lapped to a very high accuracy, and everything is perfect with the sine bar. Okay, constructional features of sine bar. So two rollers must have equal diameter, and we have true cylinders. Okay, so set parallel to each other. Rollers are parallel to each other. Center distance between the rollers is known. For example, 100 mm, 200 mm, etc. Made up of high carbon, high chromium, corrosion resistance steel. Okay, so in the sine bar you can measure angles up to 0 to 90 degree, but it is best suited for measuring angles up to 45 mm. So greater than 45 mm, there may be error may occur. If the angle is greater than 45 degree, and the error may occur in the measurement. Okay, so already I have told about that sine theta equal to h by L. Using this formula the distance is connected. Then so the first diagram we have shown already, and second diagram. So checking of unknown angles. Okay, checking of unknown angles. So you have to measure the that is angle of the workpiece. You have to, if it is a small workpiece, you can place a small workpiece over the sine bar. If it is a large workpiece, you can place a sine bar over the workpiece. We'll see in the next diagram. It is a small workpiece, so we can place it over the sine bar. Okay, over the sine bar. Then two dial indicators are at the two ends of the workpiece. At one end one dial indicator, and another end there is another one dial indicator. Then the height is adjusted. Height of slip gauges is adjusted until the dial indicator gives the reading of 0. Okay, you have to adjust the height of the slip gauges until the dial indicator, both the dial give the reading of 0. Okay, so then after that, if it gives the reading of 0, then it is using the same sine law, that is sine principle, that is sine theta equal to h by L. Using the principle you can find the angle of the workpiece, because this end and this end are parallel to each other, so you can measure the angle of the sine bar, that will be equal to the angle of the workpiece. Then next diagram, checking unknown angles of heavy components. If the component is very heavy, you cannot place it over you cannot place a component over the workpiece. So the sign bar is placed over the component, and these two are the vernier height gauges. So two vernier height gauges are placed each other, and you have to measure the reading. This is for example, this is reading H2 and this is reading H1. Okay, and this is the height of the roller and this is the height of the roller, H1, H2, and the angle of the workpiece can be measured by sin theta equal to H1 minus H2. So sin theta equal to H1 minus H2 by distance between the rollers. So H1 is the height of the top height and the bottom height of the roller, and the distance between the two heights is H2 minus H1. Okay, H2 minus H1, and this forms a triangle. The triangle, this angle is theta. This angle theta is equal to the angle of the component. So by knowing the distance between the rollers, you can find the angle theta. Then modifications of sign bar. This is called as sign sender. Okay, sign sender and sign tables are the modifications of the sign bar. So the sign senders. The sign senders are, so this is a sign bar. One end of the sign bar is hinged at one end. One end of the sign bar is hinged at one end, and another end you have to place the slip gauges. It is hinged. It can be moved up and down. And there is a sender similar to the headstock and tailstock in lathe. So this is a sender. Okay, this is a conical workpiece. You have to measure the angle of taper in this workpiece. So this is sender as leaf sender and head sender. It is the two senders are available. You have to place a workpiece in the senders, and you have to measure the height. Okay, you have to, by adjusting the slip gauges, you can measure the angle of the workpiece using a dial. You have to set the dial is equal to dial reading set is equal to 0, and you have to measure the angle using the height of slip gauges and the distance between the rollers. You can measure the angle of taper present in the workpiece. Okay, so this is a diagram shown here. This is a surface plate, and this is slip gauges and the dial reading. Here the senders, the two senders are available, and the dial gauge is over that. Here you up to the 0 setting, you have to adjust the height of the slip gauges, and the sin alpha equal to S by L using the formula. So S is a height and L is a length between the sign bar. Using the height of slip gauges, you can find the angle. You can find the angle. Okay. Sign sender, it is used in situation where it is difficult to mount the components on the sign bar. It consists of a sign bar which is hinged at one roller end mounted on the datum end. Okay. Next, this is the same diagram is shown here. Next, and this is also the same diagram is shown here. The limitations of sign bar, it is angle exceeding 45 degrees difficult to measure using sign bar. Some errors may occur. Temperature variations can be critical. Long gauge stocks cannot be measured using the shorter gauge blocks. Then these are all the limitations of the sign bar. Then sign table is another modification of sign bar. So this is a sign table. One end is hinged, and this can be adjusted. The height can be adjusted, and the slip gauges are stacked together to find the angle of a workpiece. So this is called sign table. Then next angular measurement device is bevel protractor. So there are different types of protractor available. The ordinary protractor. So this is ordinary protractor. This can measure, and it has a least count of 1 degree. With 1 degree accuracy, we can measure angles using the protractor. Machinist protractor. It consists of a knob as well as a blade, and arm protractor. It consists of an arm. Then squares are so T squares, they are called as T squares. They are used in carpentry shops as well as in machine shops. They can be used to measure the 90-degree right angles to each other. Then next protractor is universal vernier bevel protractor. This is a blade and this is a beam, and this is a main scale and this is a vernier scale and this is a dial. Okay, so the here in the main scale the readings are the vernier bevel protractor. It can be, that is, you can measure an angle of 5 minutes accuracy. Okay, where an ordinary protractor measure have at least count of 1 degree, whereas universal vernier bevel protractor consists of an at least count of 5 minutes. Okay, this is a main scale. It's a main scale similar to the ordinary protractor. Okay, it starts from 0 to 90 on either side. 0 to 90 on either side. Okay, and the vernier scale. So vernier scale consists of a 0 and it has 12 divisions on either side. Okay, it has 12 divisions ranging from 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So 12 divisions on either side. So 1 minute is 1 degree is divided into 60 minutes on either side. 60 minutes on either side and 60 minutes on that side. Okay, that side. So has 12 divisions on each side of the center 0. Each division marks 5 minutes. Each division is equal to 5 degree, and this corresponds to a span of 23 degree. Okay, from 29 to 52. So the 12 divisions are divided into 23 degree. Okay, so one movement it will move on 2 degree accuracy. 2 degree accuracy. Okay, so the least count, so each division is equal to, each degree is equal to 5 minutes. Okay, each division is equal to 5 degrees. So corresponding to that scale, it is divided into 5 minutes. Okay, so measurement of vernier bevel protractor. This is, so the workpiece is placed here, the adjustable blade is adjusted here, and the vernier scale readings are noted. In the first diagram also, the workpiece is placed over the base plate and the adjustable blade is adjusted and set over the workpiece, and the angle is measured. Okay, thank you.